start of day 5, and I'm just leaving Hog Pen Gap. Plan is to go to Blue Mountain Shelter. I had a pretty good night last night. Met a lot of really fun people. We stayed up a little late, just joking around and having a good time. And so I'm hitting the trail. Got the sunrise, so hopefully that came out. And I'll get back to you once I've gotten down the road a bit. But there's the campsite, and I'm on the way. So I've just been hiking about a quarter mile. My knee definitely did not get 100% better overnight, but I'm just gonna take it slow, like I mentioned, and small steps and get in. And then plan is to have a very short day tomorrow and then go into Hiawassee, do a Nero and resupply. So hopefully a night off trail and resupply and sleeping in a real bed will really help it get fixed up. But until then, it's not too bad right now. It's really only bad when I go down steep downhills, and if need be, I have some ibuprofen. I can always take that as well, although I don't necessarily like taking ibuprofen. But that's the status right now, and you know, it's not to be unexpected to have a few aches and pains, especially at the start. You know, your muscles and everything are getting ready, and you know, you can go on a lot of training hikes, and I did go on a lot of training hikes and took my full pack with me, but doing it day after day is just a little bit different. But on the plus side, last night I probably had my best night's sleep so far. I'm starting to work out the best kind of sleep setup and the angle to set my tent or my sleeping pad up at, so I can rest my head, and the best way to position my body. So that's good. I'm definitely getting more sleep. The first night was super cold too, but the last few nights just tossing and turning. So hopefully I didn't bother anybody too much, but it's just one of those things you learn as you go. Also last night I hung my bear bag for the first time. Only took me 4 tries to get the rock bag over the tree limb, so that's not bad for a first try, and I never even practiced it. And it was good. And man, that trail magic, I know I said it, but can't say it enough. Those people were great. Gave me 2 cheeseburgers, and next thing I knew, they had snacks for me and soda, and I mean, just the perfect ending after a long day and a really steep final 1.5 miles. So thank you to them. I gave them the channel name they asked, and if you see this, thank you so much. All right, I'll get back to you. Oh yeah, look at this water source. This is beautiful, and I'm out of water because at the last campsite the water source had toilet paper near it, and so that was a little bit too sketchy for any of us to go with, but you can't get much better than that. All right, I'm gonna fill up and catch up later. Yeah, just stopped here, a little natural shower. Well, got some of the grime off my legs anyway. Didn't do a full strip down since that's the trail. But man, it felt good to clean off my legs. I just stopped at Blue Mountain Shelter. It was packed. There was not really any good tenting around. It's only 3 o'clock. The two guys that were going to meet there, they got there early and pushed on. I don't think I'll be able to go as far as they do, but I'm just going to keep going and hope that I find a nice tent spot. I'll still try to get into town. I mean, I have to get into town either tomorrow or the next day because I'm running low on food. But yeah, so a little bit of a risky decision, I guess, but I'm sure it'll turn out okay. Worst case scenario, I can, a couple miles, try to get a shuttle into Helen, which is like a touristy town, and there's a lot of hotels there, so can always stay there. All right, well, I'll see what happens. Catch up with you later. All right, I'm climbing up the last hill to my stretch site, which is a place called the Cheese Factory, and I am definitely stopping there. I will squeeze in between two tents if I have to, because I'm beat, my feet hurt, but my knee's been okay. And I think if I didn't say at the beginning of this, and I can't remember already, less than a mile to go, so hopefully I'll be there by 6:30, have time to pitch my tent and hang my food bag and maybe get a protein shake and pass out. So this is going to be the last video for today, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow on day 6. It's supposed to rain Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so I may still go into town tomorrow. Like I said, I just have to see, because now the next place to catch a shuttle is 11 miles, so I may end up hiking in the rain, but I'll figure that out when I'm a little less exhausted. All right, guys, see you tomorrow. All right, so it's day 6. Feel a lot better after getting some rest. I basically zonked out at 8 as soon as the sun went down. Had the best sleep I've had out here on trail. I am also the last person to leave camp. It's almost 9 o'clock. Just a little tour of the cheese factory. A nice little fire pit and tons of tenting. I stayed right over there by those 2 trees. And first thing is to climb to the top of Trey Mountain. So a good climb to get the blood flowing. It's supposed to rain today. It's a little cooler, but the forecast keeps changing, so we'll just have to see what happens. Right now I'm planning to go to Deep Gap, which is 9.4 away, but I then looked and I'm changed my plan to go into town on Saturday with my buddy, and that would be a 19-mile day to get to the next gap. So I might well, it'd be a 4-mile or a 19-mile, but he can't pick me up until the evening, so I might push past once I get to 9.4 and see how I'm feeling. But it's time to hit the trail. 9 o'clock's a little bit late for me, and I'll catch up with you, and if it starts raining I probably won't film too much today. All right, let's go. Looks like we got an RV coming up, potentially Trail Magic. I'll be there in about 20 seconds, so I'll find out. Be a good way to start the day. All right, so that was Trail Magic from Jerry and Merlene, and it was perfect because I needed some snacks and I got them. I'm just headed out with Brandy and Scout up this big ass hill. All right, talk to you later. So I was gonna take out my camera and shoot a video about how the sun's come out, and it's supposed to be cloudy and then stormy. And Jerry at the Trail Magic said that he had seen a weather forecast that said it might miss us. And I pulled out my camera and my tripod wasn't attached. So I just backtracked a 1/4 mile or so because I knew that was the last time I took my camera out and I found this screw. And I'm really happy I did, because I already, well, I didn't lose it, but I had a shoulder strap attachment and that broke. And so the screw fell out of that. I have no idea where. But just happy I have my screw. Life's a small joy. All right, I'll get back to you. Well, so much for missing the rain. Started spitting rain, and you can see over the mountains it looks like there's quite a bit, so probably have to stop here in a minute and get my rain gear on. But first rain of the trip on the 6th day. I think overall I can't complain too much about that. So hopefully it'll be a good vlog or something I can rest my pack on, get my rain gear on, try my cheap Amazon rain cover for my pack. Hope that provides some protection, but I do have a pack liner too, so that should keep everything that needs to stay dry. All right, well, just showing you first rain of the trip. All right, so I'm headed up Kelly's Knob, the last 4,000 foot peak on the AT in Georgia. And I get down the other side, I'm gonna get to Deep Gap Shelter, have some lunch, decide what the heck I'm gonna do to get to Deep Gap by tomorrow evening. For some reason, Deep Gap Shelter is about 17 miles before Deep Gap, and I just got pouring rained on, so I put on my rain jacket, and now it's stopped, and of course immediately I want to take it off, and that happens about every 5 minutes. So anyway, just thought I'd give that update since it's kind of an interesting fact. Last 4,000 footer in Georgia on the AT. Catch you later.